Hi, everyone. Yay! We're here to celebrate dAFi's birthday, and I have a special guest. And if you look at the very bottom of the screen, you'll see he's here. He is going to craft along with me today. So I hope you guys, yay! I don't have chat up yet, so I can't see who's talking. Hey, everybody. Hey, Aaron, that was awesome. I loved everybody's everybody's stuff. Jean's hat was great. So, so hi everybody. So let's talk about happy birthday to dAFi, and let's all give a big round of applause to Care, Jean, Laura, Kim, everyone, Aaron, everyone that's participated in this. It's so awesome. Hi Anne. Hi Helen. Hi, Dust. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Olga. Hi, Malia. My hands are so hairy. I know, right? My arms and hands are hairy. So this was actually my hottie's idea. So what we're going to make is, you want to explain it to them? You
Well,
want to?
yeah, well, you said something about that it had to do with birthdays. So when I thought of that, I thought about your birthday wish, and and uh, and I'm all about manifestation and doing things to lead the life of your dreams. So wishes fit right into that, and that ties back into very popular thing out there, The Secret, that everybody they've made movies, the books are out. So this is like the three wishes to the genie, the birthday genie. So. And another concept that I've been talking with Shelley a lot about lately is, because we want to manifest, we want to have our house or different things that we want. And I thought, it's a lot to do it all on yourself. Why don't we just very deliberately like start making these lists of a to-do list to give to the divine, to give to the universe, to go ahead and take care of it for us. And I, of course, I want to make a special box to put these things in. So these are kind of, for me, they're going to be cards for me to put into that box to give it over to the divine to take care of, to manifest for us. So these are, they're wish cards.
So his are gonna be wish cards. Mine are gonna be like different kind of wish. Like I agree with him on the wish aspect of it, but for me, mine is gonna be like a little bit more. I'm gonna do mine collage. He's gonna do his painting. I'm gonna do mine collage, and I'm doing mine 4x6 size, because I think that if I was going to send somebody a special wish card, I'd want to be able to send it anywhere, and a postcard stamp is really cheap. My hottie is a fabulous artist, you guys. He's a real artist. I just am like I'm like a pity pat pant painter. So we're gonna do three wishes, and what I'm gonna do is I'm making mine collage style. He may make his like a vision board. We had this kind of discussion about, because I asked him, because if you guys didn't know, Friday was my birthday, and so we kind of, our birthday traditions are kind of fun. We just really just, it's whatever the person wants to do, and just hanging out and being together. And because we're in the middle of this crazy move, it's been hard, to like really nail down. So we decided that I asked him to craft with me. He asked me what I wanted for my birthday. I said for him to craft with me. So it's dAFi's third birthday, and it is mine. We won't even talk about how old I am. Okay, I'm old enough. So we are making our wish cards. So I'm making mine out of painty papers. These are painted magazine pages, and then I put a piece of paper behind it. He's going to do his on, what are you doing, Bristol board?
Yeah, I use Bristol board. This is, of course, Bristol board pads are what comic book artists or artists who do things for kind of cartoons or use. We call it kid finish Bristol board.
You guys, he knows all the technical terms. I just pity pat pad art. That's all I do. I don't do any of that. Yes, it's my 29th birthday. Yes, that's right, Malia. It's my 29th birthday.
She wins the prize.
I win the prize. Yes, you do. So if you guys want to make along, I'm doing mine on 4x6 recycled things, but you can use whatever you have. I've also cut some book chipboard. You guys, I've managed, believe it or not, to have recycled all of my regular stuff that I normally use. So that's what we're going to do. So I hope you guys join along, and Hottie's using some watercolor, and mine's going to be a little bit more like a free-for-all. Mine's a free-for-all. Mary Lou. Hi, Lori. Hi, Sherry. Jean, your hats were fabulous. Hi, Laura. Hi, Lala. Hi, Steffi. Hi, Olga. If I missed you guys, hi, Helen. I know, hottie, man of many hands. Hi, Rose. And for those of you that bought stuff for me for the auction that I did with dAFi, your packages are not going to be mailed out till Tuesday. Guys, in the interim of all of it, right after we did our thing, we've had to have our house inspected. We've had a termite inspector. It's been, I can't even tell you guys. So everybody's packages will be mailed out on Tuesday. I'm sure that the postman is not going to love me because Monday's a holiday. But yeah, so, and you'll get tracking and all that stuff with it. So, well, let me see what else I can tell you guys. So we've been actively looking for a house. We have been looking, and let me just preface this by saying that my hottie's dad's here with us, and if he comes in, we've tried to explain to him, he's in his 80s, we've tried to explain to him what a live stream is, what he doesn't get it. He doesn't understand. He doesn't even understand that he just thinks that everything I have is trash, but that's a whole nother thing. But he also suffers, he has some memory loss issues. So if he comes in and says something, I apologize in advance. Hey, Steph, we have the same birthday. Well, happy birthday, twin. Hey, Boots. Oh my God. You guys have no idea. When we finally get ourselves moved, I will share with you guys some of the most ridiculous. It's been a ride. That's for sure. It has been a ride. So our initial move will be to Northern Virginia. That's where my hottie's dad lives. And then we're really thinking about heading toward Myrtle Beach because, guys, I have not lived in the cold in so long that I don't know if I can live in the cold. I do not know if I can live in the cold. So we're going to try to honor that and head toward, and I also love the ocean. You guys, there's some people that are just like, it doesn't matter or whatever, but can I tell you, if I live too far from the ocean, it affects me. It totally affects me. So I'm going to honor that in myself, and we'll see where that goes. And then I have to move to North Carolina, right? Your hubster did it earlier. Oh, hi, Artie Dar. Hey, Tina. It's 31 in Texas. Oh my gosh, that is really cold for you. That is really cold. Helen lives where I grew up, you guys. Helen, you know what? I bet you if we went through the people that we know, we would realize that we knew similar people. Or you know how they do, what is it, the 6 degrees of, I'm sorry this one's so shiny. This was a magazine page, and I guess I was going for the metallic paint. And so it doesn't look that shiny here, but when I look on the monitor, it's crazy shiny. So, yeah. So we're making the 3 wishes birthday cards, or birthday manifestation cards, as my hottie calls it. You see art play. Oh, fun. Oh no, Bed of Dust, where do you live? You can't have an elephant. Oh, you guys have no idea. One day I will take you on a tour of his artwork. You guys, he's a fabulous artist. He can draw anything. He's drawn portraits of our daughter on coffee cups. Okay. He doesn't do pity pat art, but what do you say about my pity pat art? You always go like this, and then it's done.
Well, you're just very, you're naturally very abstract in your process, and that's really, so you're very loose and you're very tuned in to that subconscious aspect of things, and that's how you just do it naturally. And so you're not, even though you're not caught up in what's the literal language part of it, you end up speaking really clearly on that level, like I found when like in that book that you made, it would seem to have all sorts of other meanings going on, and it's like you get it all at once, and you do it very loosely, and I appreciate your abstract style. You say you're just you're just a crafter. I do see what you do as real art. As I think you're a great artist.
Oh, you're so sweet. See, you guys, that's why we're together. He thinks my pity pat pat is real art. Oh my gosh. So I did find a house. Okay, you ready for this? Okay, so we've been kind of looking. Okay, we know we have got a couple of like things going on for us outside of that I don't really discuss, and maybe at one point I will, but so we've been kind of looking at. I told you I really like to move to Myrtle Beach because of the weather, but we may have to in the interim buy a house not far from his dad. Because what I've realized for myself is that I really need my own space. Like I need, I guess, we each have our own threshold of whatever it is we're willing to accept. And, but I think for my hottie's dad, I think for him, since he does not have the same sort of understanding of like art or whatever it is, he doesn't view like we have a large collection of old books, and we have a large collection of, or I have a large collection of recycled crafting supplies, which to somebody could just look like trash, right? And so we've been entertaining that we would maybe live close to him initially, but not necessarily with him. Although he does have a really big house. So I've been looking at fixer-uppers. So if we end up, we're gonna look at one via Zoom I think tomorrow. And it's not far from where his dad lives in Northern Virginia. And for us, it just may be a good stopgap until we get to Myrtle Beach. It may be like a good, like a good compromise to me having my own space and being able to, you guys, I collect the most random things, like, and going through my supplies and stuff like that. I have like the most, like I have a whole collection of rusty bits. Okay. Like to somebody else, having a box of, or a very large container of rusted whatever would, yeah. Yes, I need my own. You're right, Lori. I need my own room to relax and, yeah. It's you don't really, you take for granted. I can only speak for myself. I have taken for granted I live with somebody that actually sort of gets who I am. So my old bits of fabric or rusted bits or, I don't know. For a while I was making I was using, pallets, shipping pallets, and using those as a base of some of my art. For a while I was making recycled glass art, like from all kinds of wine bottles, and I found, the most beautiful blue sake bottles and different things. But I would go to the dump almost every day, to the glass recycling place almost every single day. And I was going there and I was picking up, I was picking up stuff like that was for me. But I think for somebody else that can be incredibly annoying, like, and especially if you have any sort of memory care issues, it can be it can it can be triggering. Is that the kind way to put it, Blake?
Sure.
It can be triggering. So
triggering.
And you don't know and if any of you have ever dealt with anybody that has any of those sort of issues, you don't know what their triggers are. You really don't. So that's why we've been looking. So the only reason I'm sharing that with you is that if we do decide to get this little house in not far from his dad, but it's actually in West Virginia, I'll take you guys on the process of us fixing up the house. I mean, it's livable. It's not finished. It's like, I don't know. It might not be livable for some people. It's fine for me. What do you think? Think it's livable for some people, or do you think it's just like
I think it's livable for a lot of people. I mean, we're talking to a crafty community. I mean, I do know. So obviously, fixing things up or working. Not that everybody works from recycled materials like you do. Like I saw one of your friends who had the most pristine setups. They showed where they had all their art supplies set up and all these perfect shelves and stuff. That's definitely not Shelley.
No, honey, because I fly by the seat of my pants.
Somebody had to do a heck of a project to make that come together. So obviously, people are either into projects on one side or the other.
Yeah, but you know what? For me,
fixing things up that are very.
How many of you guys actually function in chaos? I function better in chaos. Like chaotic meaning, like I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants when I'm making these, and I just make it. I don't judge it. I don't look at it and think it's like something else. I just go for it, right? And if it doesn't come out, it doesn't come out. Like I can't judge it, and I'm not even gonna try, right? But for some other people, that may not even work for them. Like they may be like, oh man, that's just too, it's just too haphazard. And I get it. It's no judgment from me. Trust me. None whatsoever. But for me, I'm golden with it. I'm good with the abstract, intuitive, go with the flow kind of thing. Like you guys, I don't know if you ever knew this, but for a long time I was a costume designer. And you guys, I can sew anything without a pattern and everything, but I can't cut a straight line. I mean, it's like I cannot cut a straight line. I don't know if any of you can relate to the not cutting a straight line kind of thing, but your entire house is art supplies and you have to squeeze your honey and your dog into it. Girl, I can relate. Mimi, what about you? Hi, Laura. Oh, your grandma lives in Cairo, West Virginia? Wow. She's grandma. Oh my gosh. Straight lines are overrated. Elaine, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I can't. I have to tell you, cutting a straight line is like I can sew anything without a pattern. And a pattern sometimes is better. I mean, it's better to have a pattern if you can. But sometimes putting together patterns, like, have you guys ever looked at those really old Vogue patterns? They used to be like so hard. So this would be my telltale if I was going to try to cut from a pattern. I would look at the number of pieces, and you look at some of those Vogue patterns are like 47 pieces. You're like, no, my ADD would not allow that.
See, but this is an example of so you could just cut this out and put this down onto your artwork.
Right.
And what does it mean? You have no idea.
No,
what
I
this
don't know
means,
what it means.
right?
But I like the.
And yet, if later we almost always you come back, it'll like tie together in some way that somehow she's tuned in through the unconscious, that it kind of makes sense.
I don't know what it means.
But but you're not hung up on it, and you go ahead and you do that, and then.
No, but I have things for like I have a thing for eyeballs. I have a thing for lips. I have a thing for I don't know, and I don't know. Legs. I just put them on whatever. Yes, you're probably right. Maybe it does. I don't know what it is. That's like some. I don't know if that's Chinese or Japanese, but it's like a cooking. It's like a cooking magazine, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I just really love I like stuff like that. I don't know why. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Oh no, Bootsy says his daughter is a director of a daycare respite center for dementia and Alzheimer client. She's watching you like a hawk. Wow. Hi, Robin. Your sisters want to organize you. I have a sister like that. She wants to organize me too. But you know what's so great about it? Well, he's getting ready to walk in right now. So if we don't, we're going to stop talking about that. We don't, because it definitely triggers him. But who knows what he'll say to us when he walks in. He may. I hope he doesn't curse. I'm sorry, guys.
Here we go.
Yeah. So anyway, we have. So we've been packing up all of our stuff. And how many boxes did you mail out last week? Like 30 something boxes.
I mailed out somewhere into the 20s, definitely, and I'm about to do exactly the same on Tuesday.
Yeah,
we'll have a whole nother batch of boxes going out.
Yeah, he's definitely he's
like all the stuff from your last auction. So we have our work cut out.
I think I have like 47 packages or something from the last auction. It's a lot. It was a lot. Thank you guys for your love and support, and for all of you that participated and collected some of my treasures. I have to say it was hard for me, but knowing that they're going to go to a good home is everything, you know. Especially if it's stuff you've like lovingly collected for a long time. Right. And I have found this really cool stamp, and it says "Wish." I don't know if you can see it on here. And of course, I stamped it in metallic because that's all I could find. It is a 7 Gypsies stamp, so I thought it kind of went along. I don't have much of anything like that left, but it kind of went along with whatever we were talking about as far as the wish for, the wish for your birthday, or making a birthday wish, or that sort of thing. Guys, how many of you guys save, like, this is like some sort of like, it's like a drop cloth paper, and I liked it so much, and I had it for a while. It's like wax paper. Not always easy to glue down, but I do find that this, I heard you guys talking about what your favorite glue stick was. This one, Amazon Basics, is pretty good. It kind of works like Elmer's Extreme in my world, at least I think. But I may not be totally. Hey, Sage. Look, she's saying hi, Mom, hi, Dad. She's awake. Our 14-year-old's awake. So let's see. Wow. So listen to this. Bed, tell me your first name. I know it, but I'm just really bad with names. It says, Bed's saying that she likes to watch this Dan Bell. It's a guy in the UK, and she watched him recently. He built homes right into some rock abandoned since the 40s. Interesting. Oh, wow. I love that sort of thing. And it says, your daughter calls you every couple times a week and asks if you're changing your clothes. Oh, cool. That makes me laugh. Okay, so you're saying, Bootsy says, it was funny. You're 69 and you're fine. Oh, you're so funny. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Hey, Penny. You would save it in a heartbeat. Oh, you guys, yes, it's bad. It's my saving thing is bad, but it's all good. It's bad and it's good. And I've managed to misplace all of, not just a few of them, all of my stencils. And the stupid thing is that we had them the other day, and I remember saying, okay, I want to keep these out because I was doing a pick 10 with Marital Abrams and the monthly hop that she does. And so I was like, I'm sure that this pick 10 is somebody will, if you guys have never done a pick 10, they're kind of fun. I said, I'm sure somebody in this whole pick 10 is going to pick stencils, right? And I couldn't find them. So when it came time for that, and that was a prompt, when it came time for that, I had to stencil with lace, with doilies, because I couldn't find my stencils. And I'm hoping that I just boxed them and mailed them to myself. That's what I'm hoping. So Jean, I loved your hats. That was awesome. That was really good. I loved the hat idea. I loved. You can use anything I have. I loved your hat idea. I loved yours and Susie's hats were awesome. And Erin, I loved your little pinatas. I think that I agree. Somebody said she thought they looked like Christmas crackers, and I thought that was such a great idea because Christmas crackers are so fun to make and do, and I just think that that's such a great. I have some of my dearest friends were when I used to live in New York City, were from England, and Christmas crackers are so popular there, right? And so we used to make them every year. Mine never did quite pop. If anybody has the 411 on how to make your Christmas crackers pop, I'm all for that. I'm all for that, knowing that knowledge. Like, have you ever made those Christmas crackers? They like you pull them and they make like a pop sound, and then all
the crackers. I've never made them, but I've seen them. Yeah.
What would make the cracking part? Like, what would that be? Would that be like? It's like I think it's like the same sort of thing that's in a old-fashioned cap gun. Am I wrong?
Oh, maybe there is. It's probably something more like those little, like the snapper, the things that kids throw on the ground that pop. So because from a physical movement, it explodes and has probably a teeny little bit of, not exactly gunpowder, but that same kind of stuff that causes the little mini explosion. I'm sure.
Yeah, but it's like a striker. Like you pull it apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh no, you're getting a little pity pat in your art. I'm happy for you, man. I think that's so awesome.
Just trying.
If you guys saw how and what an exacting artist he is, you would be like, wow.
I think you can already probably see from the way
Yeah, he's like an exact arter. I'm not an exact arter. No way, shape, or form. So, how many of you guys celebrate today, and what did you guys do? What was on your fancy agenda list for what you're doing? I think wax paper sometimes glues down easy for me, and other times it doesn't. And I don't know whether it's just the brand of wax paper or if it's I don't, maybe some of you guys know. What did you say, Roy? Oh, thanks, Lori. I used to live stream a couple of times a week for years. And then I was working a job that was kind of far from our house. And it was like I would spend time in traffic. And what you guys don't understand is where we live, there's only one lane in, one lane out. So sometimes, like, there was an accident or a wildfire, or there's all kinds of different things that would change the timing of, and sometimes you could sit on the side of the road. And yeah, do you remember like when we first moved here, how you had to sit on the side? I think you slept on the side of the road, remember, because you couldn't get home.
Car broke down once.
Well, not your car broke down. There was like a fire. Don't you remember there was a fire and you were like,
there was that too, and then the car broke down once.
You slept on the side of the road.
There was one time where the car didn't cooperate.
So there are things that you take for granted when you live in a place where you can have all of your amenities, and there's like, yeah, we don't necessarily take that for granted. I mean, and you don't even know it until you move to a place like this. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Like you don't know. It's that saying, like, you don't know what you don't know, or what is that saying? You know what I mean? You guys are going to think this is so funny or stupid, rather. I don't know, maybe funny or stupid. But I have a hard time. Like, I found like super cool. Like, I love these hands, right? And I have a hard time, like, those hands, but I love these numbers. And it's like, yeah, I have a hard time just like, and it's not even my own personal art, but I have a hard time like going, wow, I want to take that image with me. Is that silly? It's like, that's just my stream of consciousness though, you guys. I have my own like hear other people when they're moving, they're like looking at they're packing their they're packing their stuff. I'm like, do I keep this image or throw it away? That's kind of where it stems from me. It's pretty ridiculous, right? So I'm streaming on my phone right now through StreamYard, but I did finally, or I should say my hottie did finally, he bought me a new computer for Christmas. My computer just died, or it wouldn't let me stream it. It wouldn't let me use the Logitech software. So it was like one of those sort of things. So he got me a new computer, and then the Mac is not compatible.
Well, the brand new MacBooks that use just an all Macintosh computer chip, because they used to, recently they were doing Intel based computer chips, and I guess that one that's the Intel based would still work with the computers, but these new ones, even though everybody's saying all sorts of fantastic things about the computer, and I like the idea of it being all Mac too, it just has some incompatibilities with some of the softwares and hardwares. I think eventually they'll catch up, but I think we got a little bit too beyond the bleeding edge on that one.
Well, so he ended up having to buy me okay, I said, all I really need is one that's going to be compatible with my webcam, because it's compatible with webcam. I should preface it by saying it's compatible. What it's not compatible with is the autofocus. And so I was not able to control the autofocus. And you guys know as well as I do, sometimes you're streaming and then if you can't turn off the autofocus based on the fact that you're not just one still image, it jumps around. And I hate that. So, yeah. So he went and got me, so for Christmas I got a new Mac and I'm like loving it. And then for my birthday, he went and bought me a little PC at Hewlett Packard, an HP PC, so that I could run my webcam off of. So hopefully I'll have that set up soon, and we'll be able to stream easier. And the frustrating thing for me is that you want to participate and do some of these things, but you don't know if it's going to work out, and that's really frustrating when you're not on camera though. I tried to put a little mark on our table because we're sitting across from each other. You weren't then.
No, I wasn't right then, but I was doing some tricky bit of cutting.
Oh,
I was looking at one of your magazine pages.
I love that, right? And it's got some cool.
But then I saw all these things, and I saw an M in there, and so I wanted an M, and I thought it'd be kind of a cool M. So out of there. This is basically it's a Mini Cooper.
Oh, is that what you want on your manifestation? You want a Mini Cooper? You know what else he wants? You know what else he wants besides a Mini Cooper? A French Bulldog, okay? A French Bulldog and a Mini Cooper,
if
okay?
I draw it on the card, it's going to be a done deal.
French Bulldog, okay, so I have a couple of the French Bulldog, yeah. A French Bulldog. You guys, mine's more random. His is going to be more like perfectly arty. Mine isn't going to be perfectly arty. This glue is really sticky, just so you know. I mean, that's the one thing about it. Okay, you like flamingos? Wait, I'm missing all this. Okay. Your system has a mind of its own? Oh, no. You can hear Care ordering flamingos at a Mexican restaurant. I missed the whole thing. So why are you ordering flamingos, Care? I missed it. So Roy says a lot of people have Logitech things. Yes. Yeah, Care's laughing because you want a French Bulldog. You have guys have no idea. He loves all animals, but he's been talking about the same French Bulldog for about 10 years now. Yeah,
for all the 10 years we said we weren't going to get a dog. Every day you'd say, we're not getting a dog, we're not getting a dog. And then one Saturday morning you wake up and you're like, let's go look at this dog. So now, and I'm sure just about everybody out there must know about Puffin or Charlie.
Yeah, that's our sweet Charlie.
Sweet little dog.
We love Charlie.
So,
Charlie was kind of she was like more of an exception than me, but she had to. Oh my God, you guys, this is how random my life is. I was helping a friend post her things on the Facebook, like the marketplace, right? And I was helping her post her stuff on Facebook Marketplace. She was selling a bunch of stuff. And then somebody posted this dog, and you guys, anyway, the rest is history. Somebody posted a dog. The dog is ours. We've had her now for, how long have we had her? We've had her for a while.
For a few years.
Yeah, we've had her for a while.
She was so abused, it took her a whole year.
She was abused.
We
love her so much. Laura called your fajitas flamingos, so from now on you're gonna call them flamingos. I love it. Sassy girl, what are you doing? And she says, how hairy my arms have gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Sass, that's my hottie. Yes, his arms are hairy.
See, but the way I can always be recognized is see it.
But you have to put your hands.
My hand is in the middle. It's in the middle. It's like my hand. One of my knuckles has a little face on it, and that looks like. And we actually have a restaurant here called Genki Sushi, and there you can see there's the little character that sits from Genki Sushi. The Genki Sushi man. He smiled. He has a smile. See my goofy, and my knuckle has a smile across. Has a little face on it. That's actually what the lines. And I'm just.
He's just drawing the lines on his wrinkles.
That's actually what. That's actually what my little knuckle has a smiling face on it, which looks like the Genki Sushi man. So.
How do you know if your flamingo is overcooked? You guys are so funny. Yeah, Kara, how do you know if your flamingo's overcooked? Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good Care Heart question. How do you know if your flamingo is overcooked? I'm gonna go get wet glue.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't actually gonna eat one. He came to craft with me because it's my birthday. Monkey Knuckle. Oh my gosh. You guys, our kids, if you saw our kids, they make, hi Dana. That doesn't look like Shelley's hands. No, that's my Hottie's hands. Here's my hands. Here's my tiny hands. He's got these big, massive hands. I have these very tiny hands. They're black and not pink in the middle. Oh my God, you guys got Lala laughing. Yeah. Hi, Rosie. Rosie says, hello, Mr. Shelley.
Hello, everybody.
So are you going to make one of your wish cards? Is it going to have, like, I'm making wish cards I'm going to mail to people, okay? You're making your own wish cards because they're so you're going to do them with the French Bulldogs? What does this mean? We have an elephant?
You better be ready for the French Bulldog to show up if you want me to make one of these cards. You better be ready.
Oh, no, you're talking about Goose Knuckles? I'm not even going to repeat that, Sass. Oh, my God. You can read what she wrote right there. Just don't read it out loud.
Oh, my God. Well, we've gone beyond the what is it, PG-13 with that one.
No, we're not a PG craft. This crafting community is not PG. You can't.
Oh, I remember some of your talks.
But you know what? You can't even do that anymore because what happens is they have this whole thing now. You have to, if you want to be monetized, you have to say that your content is not for kids. And I mean, it's a whole thing. It's like, I don't know. I don't understand the ins and outs of YouTube, but I think part of it is because they got sued or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
For like they got sued for, I guess, I'm not quite sure. It was all about, I know it was about kids. So they're very, when you make your videos, you have to say if they're kid, if it's suitable for kids. And my channel is not suitable for kids. I mean, even
Oh,
though
no,
most
and if
of the
they
stuff,
say it's suitable for kids, then you can't monetize it or something
right?
like that.
You can monetize it, but it's a different. It's a whole different standard. And you know, the ads that they put on are different. I don't know. It's a whole thing. Somebody on here will know. One of these ladies will know more than me. They'll know more than me. And then it's like a whole thing. It's a whole. It is a whole thing. Guys, I need my Mod. I'm not a big fan of Mod Podge, but I am when you're going to put down tissue paper because it makes it translucent. And this is bookbinding glue because it's what I have. And I don't know if it is translucent, but it doesn't really matter. This is a postcard anyway. No corner. They got sued for targeting ads to children by releasing children's info. Oh. So it was a privacy thing.
That whole thing, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Arlene. See, Arlene knew. I didn't. It was a big deal for a while. I mean, it was a big deal in the crafting community because people were just kind of like wondering if, you know, crafters are not. I'm not saying all crafters because I know there's some like Lindsay, the frugal crafter. She'll get on there and tell you that you know, she makes a really nice living from YouTube. And recently, I'm in a Facebook group with her, and she was talking about where she really makes money is she uses the people that come to her YouTube channel and she funnels them to her website where she teaches art classes. Okay. So that I thought was cool. But there's not in the crafting community, at least as I know it, there may be maybe some of you guys can pipe in and you know something different. I don't know how many people in the crafting community actually make a living via YouTube. I do know that many have like offshoots or, you know, they sell products or they have that sort of thing. And that's how they make a living. I think when it came down to the whole monetization thing, you know, when I first started crafting on YouTube, I think the very first year I was on YouTube, like after my channel was monetized. First of all, you guys have to understand something. I didn't know anything about monetizing a channel. It was actually Hottie here that did because he used to have a channel on YouTube, and he said back when YouTube was cool because back when it was
a long time ago.
No, but you were like telling me that it was much more community minded and much more.
Back when you could make a video comment on a video, when you could, if you could make a video and somebody could have made something really cool and it was a real sense of community, you could make an intelligent video response, and you could go from having 0 responses to having like a million subscribers over just because you've made an intelligent video and people liked it, and it was a part of a kind of a conversation. But they want way more control now than to allow something like that to happen.
Well, I was going to say the very first year I was on YouTube, I think I made $1,200, and I was like shocked, you know, because I didn't even know that you could even make money. And you don't get the money all at once; they send it to you like every 3 months. You get some sort of thing, right? And I don't remember I remember thinking, "Wow, that's great!" Right? The next year, because I think the first year that I was on was like 2015. And then the next year, 2016, I think I had even more content. And I think I made $600. And then after that, it's been downhill since. And I think even though I have videos that have larger like views and stuff like that, I think this year I made $200 on YouTube. And so, you know, I think I have more subscribers now, and I think I've had more views, but I think it's just the level of, I don't know, and so anybody that thinks that they're gonna, and I'm certainly sure, like I think marketers make a lot of money on YouTube because they send people to they market their classes, right? They market their their whatever they're selling, right? They market their class, they market their content, they market. But if you're not doing it for that, I don't know. I mean, maybe there are some crafters that really make a living on it. I don't know too many of them though. Laura says nobody ever gets an intelligent video from her. No worries. Laura, that's terrible. Hi, Royal. Well, you're welcome to be here with us. This is, I have to say, the most supportive, loving community of crafting people I've been privileged to be part of. And, I'm inspired every day by all of you. And it's great to see what people make and how they spend their time and what they do with it, So, I mean, I love it. But I think people get discouraged because they think that you have to be doing something bigger, better, the next best thing. And I don't necessarily think that's so here. That's just my take on it. But you guys can put your 411 in and see what you think. Hey, Therese, how are you, girl? Girl, good day to you. We miss you, girl. Everything will be mailed out on Tuesday, Miss T. Everything will be mailed out on Tuesday, and I'm sorry. It's just, you guys, life is not my own. Normally, I'd be like all over it, but it's been, you guys, I can't even tell you. It's been so stupid. It's been beyond stupid. It's been, yeah. We were not able to be in our house for a couple of days because of the inspections and just normal stuff that we would be able to do. We couldn't even do. See, you guys, he's like, paint, you're not even on camera. You gotta move your thing up. Paint up a little further up.
Okay.
You gotta move.
Keeping me in line.
Well, no, I mean, you're like doing the real art thing here. I'm just like gluing. Okay, I'm just gluing. I'm just gluing. You're finding your way back, girl. We miss you, girl. We're happy to see you. You're teasing me, girl. So you guys gotta go over and become friends with Miss Artful Sassy on Facebook and read her writing. She could be like the queen. I think you missed her calling, T girl. You could be like the queen of romantic novels. The suspense is killing me. I agree. Boots says no one appreciates the kindness and the compassion of the crafting folks than he does. It's, for me, the internet, social media can be very mean and nasty. I don't understand. I mean, I completely agree with what you're saying, Boots, because I've had my own experience with it. But I don't understand what people get out of being mean and nasty, because it's like it doesn't. I don't get it.
No.
So I got
kind of seen that.
I got like 3 I got 4. I got 4 done so far. Okay. Mine are nothing compared to yours. I mean, look at yours. I guess I could put blank paper on the back and then I could write my wishes on there. Or if I'm going to mail them to somebody, they can write their wishes on there. Yours are like, real like paintings. Mine aren't real paintings. Artie Dar says Ganesha needs a little mouse.
He needs a mouse, yeah.
He totally does.
Ganesha always needs a mouse.
You guys, that's how I met my hottie. I met him when I was in India.
We actually kind of bonded in front of a statue of Ganesha in India. With a group of other friends. That was pretty cool.
It was cool. I went to a lot of really cool temples in
India. Sitting
India.
around talking in the middle of the night in a cool little haunted hotel in India.
We met some cool people.
And we were sitting there at that. It was a really beautiful terracotta sculpture statue of Ganesh. It was there.
Ganesh is awesome. Were you in India? Did you see the Ganesha made out of foam?
No.
Oh my gosh. That.
Made out of ocean foam.
Made out of ocean foam. It's like, it's somewhere in South India, and I can't remember the whole story of that temple, but it's on a beach. It's probably one of the most beautiful. The temple itself is run down and whatever, but the path to get to it, stunningly gorgeous. And it's like, you know how they all have like some sort of a parable, like you go and they tell you like some sort of story, right? Well, this one was that this Ganesha like came out of the ocean, and it was the most beautiful. It was a very small one. It was very, very tiny, very small, beautiful Ganesha. Congratulations, Lois. It looked like you won all of the giveaways today. And I'm going to do a giveaway, but my giveaway is going to be a wallpaper book, you guys. That's my giveaway. I'll do it at the end of our stream. We have missed you, Trace. We're happy to see you. Hey, Renee. And I loved your card, Darla, that you were making. I was listening to you guys. Today's been a weird day as far as like things that have transpired in our tiny little house, as far as like getting stuff done. And it's a whole thing for us as far as like what we can actually get accomplished and getting to do some stuff. You'd give yourself away, but the people always ask for what your entire policy is. Oh my gosh. Boots, I love your videos. If you guys haven't gone over, Bootsy's channel is Bootsy Sweethearts. And somebody put his channel in there. And Gene Peters. Okay, we've got to get Gene Peter needs, hey, Don. Gene Peter needs to get to 1,000 subscribers. You guys, Gene Peter artist, she's my Gene Peter. She's got to get to 1,000 subscribers, and you guys got to help her. You got to get over there and get it done. Guess I'm a little loud. Granddad just shut his door. I'm a little too loud.
Should have figured that out sooner.
I should have talked a little louder sooner. Oh my God. So anyway, yep. It's been, yeah, you guys, I'm definitely having my own issues. having my own issues here. You're at 930. You have almost 1,002, Boots. Congratulations, Boots. We got to get you and Gene to 1,000. You guys don't understand, like, if you don't have 1,000 subscribers, you can't even use the community tab, which is kind of, I don't know. At least I think it's not great, but whatever. I'm not criticizing. I'm glad I have YouTube. I'm always surprised when somebody shows up, and I'm grateful. But positive healing, thank you, guys. It's, first of all, what do they say the 3 or 4 most stressful things in your life are, right? What is it, like moving, new job, getting married, having a baby, a death in the family, all those things, right? Well, we had a few. No babies. No babies. We're not wishing for any babies. We're done with our children. We're done with our children. We're done having children. You hear like,
Well, just like you said, no dogs, right?
Oh, please God, I'm good. I've raised my children. I'm happy. I'm totally good. I'm totally good. I'm not gonna wish that for myself. Anyway, it's just been trying. It's been trying, to say the least. And for any of you caregivers out there, I have such great respect for you and everything that you do. I totally do. Oh, Lori, I'm so sorry. You moved. Yes, Dawn knows exactly what I'm talking about. She moved out of state and she retired at the same time. But aren't you? Are you back to work now, Dawn? Am I like wrong? Am I like imagining that that you're back working, or is that just like that could just be a figment of my imagination? Because yeah. And what are you doing where you are? I mean, are you liking it? I think the most exciting thing is Dawn and I've had this conversation, and hopefully, as soon as we can safely travel again, like really travel, Dawn and I are thinking of getting an RV and traveling around and crafting with our crafty peeps. What do you guys think about that? Dawn and I have been having that convo, and that to me is like, it just seems like so fun. Like that would be, I know everybody has their own like ideas of like what would be fun, but for me, that would totally be my jam. Being able to come around and craft with everybody, like meeting people, meeting all our crafty friends, that would be like so awesome. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm covering up your Mini Cooper wish.
Mini Cooper can be
See,
covered up.
See, you and I are a little different in some ways, because I was thinking about these more of like I'm going to give them to somebody for their birthday.
Well, you didn't. You did this in the last few seconds before you asked me. So
I asked him,
said you said you were just asking for the ideas, because this is how.
No, what I was saying to him is I said, what would you like to get for your birthday? And he's like, well, people give wishes. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. He said, why don't we make wish cards? And I'm like, that's good. But see, the difference between me and him is I'm thinking of wishes. Like I'm making wish cards to mail out. He's making wish cards, putting them in his manifestation box. There's nothing wrong with that. And pulled out some fold up tables and wine. I'm right there.
I wasn't thinking of those gifts, but if you were going to give somebody a gift, I mean, a Ganesh card, it's going to be like, who doesn't want a Ganesh, right?
Yeah, who doesn't want Ganesh is awesome. I agree. Ganesh is awesome. He's made me the most beautiful drawings of Ganesha and all kinds of things that I like. You guys, I love the divine in every form the divine comes in. So I love having all of it. So he's made me paintings of people that have like, like we all have things that we're attracted to, right? Well, obviously for me, one of it is the Divine Mother. So he's done beautiful pictures of the Divine Mother. He's done beautiful pictures. Anything. All kinds of stuff that I love your Ganesha though. He's great. And are those my cheap watercolors or are those your good watercolors?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call them cheap, but they're your watercolors.
If they're mine, they had to be cheap because I would not.
It's actually a cool little set. I mean, if anybody wanted to do watercolors, this I think is the best kind of set.
What's the front? What's the cover on it?
It's what's called a half pan, and these are. There's
the brand. Okay, that is PBO.
PBO is not bad at all. This is real artist quality stuff, and you can get a simple thing like this, which would work for a child, all the way up to a professional artist. It's perfect, and you get really brilliant colors. Just dip into your water and touch it. There's very little waste, almost no waste at all. You only use exactly what's on your brush right at the time. I love painting from the dry pans like
that. Boots. I didn't tell you the whole full story about my hottie. Okay. So I'll tell you.
Oh my gosh, you left something out?
I didn't tell them about you. I didn't tell them. No, I didn't. But based on what Roy said, I'm going to just tell you. So Roy, when we first met, okay, I met him in a store in Chennai called Fab India. Okay, Fab India is like a place where you buy, in order to go into Indian temples, you need to be dressed like them. And they call those Punjabs. Yeah. But they also sell fabric and home goods and different things like that. So, but what preface it by, I was living on the East Coast at the time, and I flew from where I lived in New York to Chennai, and it was a long flight. That is a very long flight. And then first, and we got there in the middle of the night, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And then the first thing at like 7 a.m., right? They're like, you have to go out and get the, because we were going, it's like you hit the ground running, right? We were going to go to a temple, but you have to wear those clothes. So
We were already white as snow, so.
well, but you were white as snow. He lived in Portland, okay? I'm pretty white too, but I mean, I was like very pasty white too. Because it was like, when was it, in September?
Yeah, September.
I might have not been totally pasty white, but probably.
But it was September.
But he lived in Portland at the time, so he was really pale. Not against anybody who's from Portland, but if you live there, you know the sun is not as strong as it is anywhere else. So we go to this store, Fab India, and I'm like, I picked up my things in like 2 seconds flat. I was so exhausted and ready to get out. And I look over, I'm sitting there waiting, and there's a whole bunch of people. I mean, I don't know how many people were on that tour, like 75, 80 people.
Yeah.
It was a lot of people. And I don't know how many people were on the bus with us, probably at least 40 to go and buy your Punjabs, right? And he is standing over there in the section where the guys, and he, in his pasty white skin, is picking out a fluorescent, look, see, he loves orange. He was picking out a fluorescent orange Punjab. And I was like, and he's pasty white. And all I can see, and all I can think in my head is like, oh my God. And he's with this friend, well, this guy. And this guy's like, oh, yeah, that looks great on you. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, don't say anything. Just be quiet. You don't know these people. Don't say anything. And I just couldn't stand it anymore because the vision I had in my head is here's this pasty white, really tall guy who's like going to buy this and he thinks it looks good on him. He's going to go back to his meditation class and everybody's going to laugh him out. Because, I mean, he looked like a day glow bunny. Okay. You know, like a caution or whatever. I don't know what. Anyway, like a hazard sign or whatever they come out that color. So I walk up to him and I go, you cannot buy that. And he's like, why? And I was I really frank? But did I say, because you look like a day?
You said that's not for you. And you said, here, try this. This goes better with your eyes or some kind of thing. And you were like, got me into blue, pushed me over towards some blue tones.
Yeah, because he has really beautiful, like steel blue eyes. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, but what I didn't preface it by is he was with this guy who was obviously gay. And I thought that they were partners. Like, you know, like two men together and they're like rooming together, whatever. I thought they were partners. I didn't think anything of it, nor did I care. But I kept thinking to myself, your partner really doesn't care for you because he's letting you buy this horrible thing. So fast forward, like we became fast friends. And I thought, and he was rooming with this guy. Okay, they were rooming together. I mean,
Blake and Preston from Portland.
So I thought they were a couple. Like I didn't care. Like I was like, oh, cool, you know, cool. So it's all good. He got his name Hottie from one of the crafting mamas. When I first started my channel, my oldest daughter was very opinionated about whether I should. She was very anti, like, you don't share anything, like you don't share anything personal. You need to make sure you have everyone's permission to ask. And so when I first started my channel, I didn't, I try to be as respectful as I can with my family, because they didn't want a YouTube channel. It was me. So that's why I didn't really say his name. Not because I don't love his name. I love his name, but anyway, fast forward, Roy. He and I were fast friends for years, and it was probably a number of years into our relationship, until our friendship, that I think I probably said to him, I said, well, what happened to Preston? And he was like, I don't know. Preston hasn't, because the other thing is this, okay? Not just because there were two men traveling together, but they had a meditation center together, okay?
No, I did a meditation at his center.
Yeah, but when he introduced, he was like, and this is Blake, and he does meditations, like, he has a class at such and such, and Preston owned the meditation center. So and they were rooming together, and then we were traveling around India together. So I was like, whatever. You guys, we met. I was not looking for a relationship. I was not looking for anything. I was on a spiritual quest for my own self. And that was it. And yeah, so
We met and we're friends for years.
we were friends for years. And I honestly, I don't think, maybe a few years into our friendship, I think I asked you about Preston, and you were like, Preston, what? I thought you guys were still, I thought you were a couple. And you were like, what are you talking about? Is he vegetarian? Oh, definitely gay. At the time, he was vegetarian.
Yes, definitely. I was vegetarian at the time.
Oh my gosh. There you go. Oh, you guys, it's not like, yeah, I was going through I was on my own journey. I had just recently lost my mother. I had a lot of things going on. So that was like the furthest thing um, from my thought process, or from anything really. Um, a relationship or otherwise with anyone. But here we are, a million years later, crafting with trash. We're golden. Are we golden? We're crafting with trash. We're golden. Yeah, eat, pray, love, kind of. Well, eat, pray, love, like not quite the same thing. Then I'll tell you guys a really funny story about the vegetarianism. So, he'd been a vegetarian. How long were you a vegetarian?
No, over 10 years or something like that. Just
He was a vegetarian for a long time. Okay. And we had been friends for a number of years. And my dad had died. And he called me one day out of the clear blue, and he said, like, you're on my mind. What's going on? Like, what's going on? I think at this point you were living in Virginia. And I said, oh, my dad died. And he was like, well, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm cleaning up my dad's house. And I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that, but it's like, you love your family, your parents so much, but the whole thing of cleaning out their stuff is like, for me, it was incredibly emotional. It was beyond emotional because my dad had been married. My parents were divorced, and my dad had been married to a woman that really did not want my dad to have a relationship with us. She was very weird and possessive and just bizarre. But anyway, my dad, his wife had died maybe a year before, maybe 2 years before he died. And it's like when you go through somebody's house that not necessarily I wasn't estranged from my father. It just, his wife didn't welcome my sister and I into their lives. And so like any sort of time we got to see our dad, we thought was really special. And she would never like leave us alone with our dad. And it was just weird. So anyway, I was cleaning out my father's house, and he called me and he goes, what are you doing? And I told him, I said, I'm cleaning out my dad's house. And I was probably upset and crying. And then he called me like a couple of hours later, and he's like, can you pick me up from, and mind you guys, we were just friends at this point. Like, like nothing romantic, nothing like that. We were just totally friends. And he's like, can you pick me up from this place, wherever the nearest town that he could catch a flight? And he came and helped me clean out my dad's house. And that's when I was like, wow, this person is like so special, because like, who shows up for you, and stuff like that. I mean, for me, it was so emotional. So he shows up and he helps me, and it's so great. So I tell my aunt, my dad's brother's wife, that my friend's coming to help me, and she's like, oh, good, because that's where we were staying. We were staying at her house. We stayed at her house. And she's like, oh, good. I said, yeah. She's like, good. You need some help. Because my dad had lived in this house, I don't know, 40 years or something. It's some crazy long time. Anyway, and I tell her, I said, well, he's vegetarian. You guys realize I'm from Texas, okay? And I say to my aunt, I said, he's vegetarian. She's like, okay, So I go pick him up. I have to drive, like my dad was living in East Texas, and I have to drive to Houston to get him, which is not close by, and then I have to drive back. That was the closest place. And we get to where my aunt had like a loan company. like a mortgage loan company. And she was like, we get there. She's like, when you get back from the airport, come on by or whatever. So we go by and I introduce her. Goes and she's cooking in her office. Okay. It's like a bank kind of. And she's cooking in her office. And it smells the whole place up. I'm like, oh wow, what are you making? She's like, I'm making pot roast. I'm like, Aunt Linda, he's vegetarian. She goes, I put in extra vegetables.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So you guys, being a good Southern boy that he was, he ate my aunt's vegetarian pot. He ate her pot roast. It was the first time you'd had meat in what, like 10 years
Yeah.
or something?
It's been
It was like,
not that
can
long.
you imagine? I was like, oh my God.
A little bit much on the stomach. Yeah.
Your stomach was not the same. I can't even imagine. Oh my God. And then you had to deal with my crazy.
I love this
Bam.
brush again. This is a brush that this is an amazing watercolor brush. If you ever want a watercolor brush and you want to do real good stuff, get it what's called a squirrel. I think the squirrel isn't just referring to squirrel hair, but this shape. They look, well, I guess you can't see them when they're wet. They look very different. They look more like a big like a spade. But when they're wet, they come together like this. You can do just about anything with these things. You can do all sorts of detail work at the very tip. You can do almost the most detailed work imaginable. You can do a full wash. In any case, was it Ben Franklin?
We only have one. We only have one craft
We have
store.
a Ben Franklin store, and they do this thing where they give you a 30 or 40% off one item code. And so this was like what was this brush? How much was this? It's a lot.
I paid like it
I
was
might
like
have paid 30, but it's like a 60 or so. It's like
yeah, something like
so
that.
we got this huge discount on this. So this
No,
is one of my,
he said to me one day, he goes, I said, what? It was his birthday or Christmas or who the hell knows something. And I go, I just want to get you something you want. And he goes, I want this brush. And he had showed it to me like months before. And then
but they're not cheap. This is a really good watercolor brush. And so we got it over there. So
yes, I bought yes. So see, that's what I mean, you guys. I just like craft to trash. He paints like expensive paintbrushes. You love Ben Franklin? Well, that's all we have here in Maui.
yeah, there's not much choice here.
That is, Laura says, that's a freaking hoss of a watercolor brush.
Oh yeah, but when you learn how to do it, it does everything. It's massive. This thing is you can see it's bigger than my thumb.
You guys are ridiculous.
Get to where you can do
Okay,
all
so-
detail work and everything.
So you guys see, I just make pity pat art. He makes like real art. I did do something with those wish things. Where did I put them? Let me read some. Yes, they're here in Hawaii. I don't know about anything else. Is it a connoisseur, Darla wants to know? You're saying is the brush a connoisseur? Is that what you're asking?
What does it say? It's a connoisseur. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Connoisseur oval wash. But when they're like this, so you see, it just goes like to a razor point. You can do anything.
Does it
with
have a
this brush.
number on the brush?
This one is 046 Rislon oval wash. It says 1 inch as well. 1 inch is written here. 1 inch connoisseur 046.
You're right. Curly's saying, "Stop degrading my art." Now, I enjoy my art. You guys,
Yeah,
I enjoy my art, but I'm just saying.
She does. I tell her she's crazy. She's great.
No, I
Great
do.
artist.
I enjoy. Look, I enjoy this. I enjoy it a lot. They have where do you live, Penny? They have a Ben Franklin. That's the only art store we have here. Stop with the pity pat. No, that's what he calls it. Because he says, this is what he says. Like, he thinks he overthinks his art because he draws these enormous paintings. Like, he has made, how big was that painting that you made that had like the fish and the turtles and that? It was like, for those
it was
people.
30 inch by 80 inches.
So 30, no, it was bigger than that.
Yeah, it was. It was really wide. It was 7 feet wide and about 30.
7 feet wide. So he makes these. So that's why he calls my art pity pat art, because he's like and he says, this is what I do. He goes, you watch me, and I go, and it's done. And he goes, I can't do that. I said, you have to practice.
I jokingly called it pity pat art.
No, that's really beautiful. Those are really beautiful. So I am trying to talk him. You like messy, trashy art? Hey, girl, that's all I can do. You're in Wyoming, Penny. Wow. So they have a Ben Franklin in Wyoming and one in Maui. So there you go. Yes, Ben Franklin is part of Ace Hardware. For us here too, as well.
Yes.
Is it's the same thing. Curly, I agree with you. Curly says, as a garbage artist herself, it takes out of the box thinking. It totally does. It's $112 for your brush, babe. Well, I had a 40% coupon, so whatever that brush was, I had a 40% coupon off of it, and I don't remember. I bought it from a number of years ago, so 40% off the $112. But for him, if you guys saw, maybe one day, well, I don't know because he's packed up a lot of stuff, but maybe one day when we finally get back to the mainland and get settled, I'll give you guys a tour of some of his artwork. It is stunning. Like, he can paint anything. He painted this friend of ours wanted a Renaissance style painting of his dog, and he had what kind of dog was it? A Borzoi or what? A Russian wolfhound? Russian what?
Borzoi.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, that's what Borzoi. No, that's what I thought it was. Russian Borzoi. And so he did this Renaissance style painting, with the dark, beautiful colors of this friend of ours dog. It can paint anything. But I think his real jam, or his real, like, what I consider his jam, he tends toward he definitely make your abstract art is stunningly beautiful. So these are my wish cards. I don't know what I'm going to put on them, and maybe I'll just mail them to somebody, and they can put their own wishes on it. It just has my art with. Oh, Care put a generic version of. So evidently your brush was $112. So it was 40% off of the $112.
Yeah, so it's a really good brush. I'll just tell you that.
But you know what he said to me?
Again,
he goes,
if a good brush, if you know that the person that you're giving it to, or if you're getting it for yourself, and you'll take care of it. And granted, there's very little you can do to ruin a watercolor brush if you're just using watercolor paints. But you could literally just get this one brush, or a slightly smaller version of it. You can see I have two of these. Which
I think he bought this one for himself. The tiny one, I think you bought for yourself.
And then you went and got this one
because that's the one you really wanted.
You could just learn to paint with just this one big brush, and that would be amazing to do that.
Thanks, you guys. I'm really not putting down my art. I love my art. You guys, I have know what I feel like for myself? I'm to an age now where I enjoy what I do, and I don't have to have the latest, greatest, newest, whatever. I enjoy it, and it doesn't have to, and I do it for myself. But it's taken me all these years to get to that point where I just do it for myself, where I don't think about what anybody else would like or what they wouldn't like, or I don't think about what other people think about my art anymore. Walmart has that brush too. Well, the reason I got him this brush is, okay, so we were together and he bought that tiny brush for himself, but he really wanted this brush.
Walmart
okay?
sells these connoisseurs. That's good to know. At least wherever you are, that's a good selection to have that.
I bet you well, I don't know.
We won't necessarily have it.
We don't have it here.
At our Walmart.
No, our Walmart doesn't have anything. Well, no, I mean, it takes a while to get to feel like you are in your own skin art wise. But the other thing is, if I had to do it, if I had to make a living doing it, where I don't know, maybe it wouldn't be as freeing as what I find that I do. Like, for me, when I make these small, weird little postcards or whatever, this size thing, I see it in my head as a really large painting. And have made really large, for a while. Oh my gosh, when my oldest daughter, she'll be 29. Our kids are going to be, wow. Our kids are going to be 29 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You're like ancient, right?
We are for old, man. Anyway, when I was much younger, I used to work in different types of industries where they would need mural art. and I would paint murals. But when you paint a mural and it's from something like this, you've gridded it out. You've either gridded
You
it
are
out.
so humble. You were assisting in the making of James Rosenquist's paintings. Okay, this is these.
Let's not talk about that.
It's for real.
Let's not talk about that.
I was a personal assistant to other artists. I mean, there's.
We don't, but anyway, I'm not the kind of art you are. So anyway,
You've always done real work.
your oldest is 45. One of your kids is turning 29. Oh, look, Laura says there's one called the Cat's Tongue, and it's online at Walmart for $21.
That is I would highly recommend that if somebody wanted to just have a really great brush that can do a lot of things. That is what this is. It's a cat's tongue. Yeah. When it comes out, it has this funny little. It looks like a. See a different piece of paper, so I'm drawing. But definitely when it's dry, the brush like that, it looks kind of like that, and you see it go to a tip. It looks like a cat's tongue. I guess that's one of what the point is at the end. Anyway.
Well, I've been.
When they're wet, they look like this.
Well, I think I've gone over my time, so I guess we'd better do our giveaway.
We're giving something away.
We're giving away wallpaper books. We're gonna
Really?
raffle up. Yes. We have to give something away. It's the birthday. It's a birthday for dAFi. And I want to thank everyone for
Happy
supporting.
Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day. You guys know how much I love you all. And
oh, look, his mouth. Look, when I move his mouth, watch. It's like he's really talking because the way it happened hit both sides of the little crease. So he can I can. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yeah, so weird, so bizarre. So bizarre. Oh my gosh. What? Bootsy said John made a deadly chocolate truffle for Valentine's Day and put them in the fridge. And I asked him to put the mousse. Oh, wow. That sounds so good. 5 years of art school and we get a happy face. Yeah, basically, Boots. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Violet says, I've been watching a live stream where a guy makes his finger talk. Oh my God, I love that. No, our kids make fun of our hands because they say like we both have like the kind of knuckles that have like faces in them. So our kids are like always like, anyway. So let us do a giveaway for a wallpaper book. It'll be a wallpaper book of my choice. And for those of you that are outside of the US, I'm sorry, it will cost me way too much to ship it to you. So it's for US residents only. And I apologize, but they're so big and they're so heavy that it would be, some of them weigh like 10 pounds and they're very odd. They're very odd sizes. So if I don't know who's here, if Care or someone would put in a start, and then Darla, you're here. Darla, will you put in a start? And let's pick a number between 1 and 100 for your knuckles look like the other end. You guys are so cute. Well, you saw here's my wish cards. And I don't know. I may mail them out to somebody. I don't know. And the idea was sending somebody 3 wishes and, Blake's going to put his in a manifestation box. He wants to make a box for his. Mine are just,
turn them the same way.
You can turn them the same way.
It doesn't really matter.
Sure, turn them that way. Whatever way.
This is just what we go around.
No, it was awesome. And I'm glad thank you for arting with me. I love you so much. And I'm grateful that you came to art with me because let's just say, that's what I was going to say before I got sidetracked. But so, yeah, put all your numbers between 1 and whatever it was. And then Darla we'll do a,
Oh, wow. Look, I really like that. Look at these. These are great, Shelley.
You just love me. That's why. Oh, thank you guys thanks for, what I was going to say is that when we get a little settled and maybe, I don't know if it may not be until March that we actually get settled. my hotties agreed to do a Sumo Inc. class for dAFi. So it will be auctioned off, or however, the class thing. And how many lessons do you need to do sumo?
Sumi.
Sumi, sorry. I'm
Sumo.
thinking
Sumo would be kind of
Sumo
fun.
Wrestling Inc. See?
A sumo ink class would be kind of cool. We're gonna
Sumi Inc. Sorry.
we have to wear their funny little loincloth or sumo loin.
So, but how many classes do you need to do that? Is it like a one-time thing, or is it two?
It could be a one-time thing. We could do it over a few sessions. I don't care.
So anyway,
by that point, I'll probably have some of my own classes going up on YouTube as well.
Cool.
I've been thinking about doing some stuff like that.
Right? Is he gonna wear a diaper for the sumo? I know the sumo, the very big brush. I guess they're so funny. Okay, Darla, whenever you're ready to say, has everybody put in their numbers? And is there a stop? Make sure everybody has their numbers. Oh, Little Gypsy says Royal, pick another number. Royal pick tape. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so you want to, let's just make sure everybody's picked. Okay, good. There's a stop. Okay, so do your Siri and pick a number between 1 and 100 on your phone.
Is Siri still awake?
I don't know. Siri doesn't like me.
Siri
Siri does not like me. Okay.
I usually turn Siri off because I don't like.
No, she doesn't like me. Okay, she has some definite issues with
How
me.
do you do it? Hey Siri.
Pick,
okay, I've turned it off. Okay.
Pick a number between 1 and 100.
The answer is 1.
Did anybody have number 1? I don't know. I'm waiting to see. Will somebody check and tell me if anybody picked 1?
So pick a random number.
No, she does. It is random. No one picked 1. Okay. Siri, pick another random number between 1 and 100.
Hey Siri. Pick a random number between 1 and 100.
It's 78.
Thank you.
See, I told you Siri didn't like me. So somebody tell me who the winner is, and you guys email me. My email should be in the description box, but if not, email Kara and she can send me whoever wins. You picked 1, Laura? Nikki G. Did you really pick number 1, Laura? Because I'll send you one anyway. Serenity has 77. No, she didn't know. All right. Well, somebody email me or email Care, because I know all of you have her info or her dAFi email. Email Care that you won the giveaway in my birthday hot party, and I will mail you out your. You're just full of it. Hey, girl. Hey, know that I love you guys, and please, let's. Laura is a stinker. We love her. Let's see that Jean gets to 1,000 and Roy gets to 1,000. If you guys can anybody put their channels in really quick? Jean, Peter Artist, one of my most favorite people, and Roy, Bootsy Sweetheart. We got to help them get to 1,000, you guys. Oh, Serenity is Nikki. Okay. Bootsy says he picked 0. I love you, Boots. Well, I love you guys so much. Make sure that go over to Jean. There's Jean's channel. Got it. You gotta subscribe. How many people do you have, Jean? How many are you away from 100? I mean from 1,000? Thanks, Kiera. Thanks, Malia. Roy says he's at 9:30. What are you at, Jane? See, I told you Siri didn't like me. She answers you, but she doesn't answer me. Like, what is up with that?
She didn't answer you. You're right.
She did not. See?
Mhm.
And it's my computer. I think she's just. Jean, that's 968. So, you guys, let's get them to 1,000. All right. I love you guys so much. Big hugs. Happy Valentine's Day. And thanks for joining us. And until next time. And as always, from my heart to your heart, I'm sending you so much aloha. We love you guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with us. Sending you so much love on this great day of loving each other. Thanks for sharing your day with me and your time with me. And thank you always for giving to dAFi. It means the world to all of us here. All right. Bye, you guys. Big hugs. Mwah!